Carlson apparently went on Piers Morgan and made the argument that Hamas is better described as a political organization than a terrorist group, but I haven't seen the clip. Let's watch it.
And I said that is Hamas a jihadi group?
Well, we'll play the clip, and I'll tell you what Ted Cruz said, because I'd like your response.
Okay, now it could get better here. People who describe Hamas as like an ISIS equivalent, they're also silly. They looked into how Christians were treated in Gaza, and I'll flash it up right here. They found that Hamas didn't care. They have one little snippet in their charter, Article 7. If you want to look at Article 7 of the Hamas charter, that's the only evidence that they have for this broad ISIS-like genocidal organization, right? ISIS has come out and said, right, Israel should be the graveyard of all Jews. They obviously want to kill all Jews as a matter of policy, but when you look at Hamas, there was a retired Hamas interior minister who in 2019 said all Palestinians in the Palestinian diaspora should rise up and kill all Jews. And Hamas came out and said he doesn't represent the Hamas message. Hamas maintains that the primary goal of the resistance is to resist the occupation, and they don't have a problem with Jews. If they were really that ISIS-like group, they wouldn't hide it. They wouldn't hide it with their 2017 amendment to their charter. Like, why do they bother even maintaining the facade that they would accept Jews as people of the book? Of course, people of the book is kind of a nice way of saying religious apartheid, but it's not genocide. It's not ISIS.
Please do.
Here's the clip.
No one can plausibly claim that a Christian family are in Hamas. Okay, so like what? Tell me, you can't claim that they're in Hamas while simultaneously claiming that Hamas is a group of jihadis. They're Islamic extremists, which they also claim constantly, which I don't know if that's true, by the way. It seems more like a political organization, but whatever it is, they're telling us constantly they're Al-Qaeda. So it can't also be true that Christians are a member of Al-Qaeda. Sorry.
Yeah.
So then
Actually, I'll flash up. So I've read the Hamas charter. There's if you want the argument for genocide, you look at Article 7, and it basically will outline this end times prophecy where Jews side with the Antichrist, as they say, and God tasks. I'm not religious, so I'm just saying what I know. Muslims with killing Jews in kind of this ordered fight from God. Now that is after Jews apparently make the wrong decision and side with the devil. But for now, Jews can be people of the book. That's the whole deal there. But ISIS operates more in this is the end times. We have to kill the Jews right now. But then if you look at Article 31, it might be 33 of the Hamas Charter, it talks about how, they want, under the flag of Islam from the river to the sea, safety and security for all religions, including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. I mean, that's just what it says.
No, they're not in Hamas. So why did they get killed? Why was their church blown up? Why were they killed in that hospital? What is this?
So when you said there, Tucker, that you said in passing there, you weren't making a different point, but you did say in passing there, they seem more like a political organization. What did you mean by that?
No, I said you can't claim. First of all, the core of it is, why is Israel killing Christians?
Yeah.
Who fund it? Americans fund Israel, fund the IDF. None of this would be possible without the United States and Christians in the United States. So they don't get to kill Christians. They don't get to block access to Christian holy sites. They don't get to allow people to spit on Christian clergy, and they definitely don't get permission from the country that funds them to blow up churches or Christian hospitals. And yet they have a lot. So what the hell is that? And that's my point. And in response, and I've asked that not as a hater of Israel, but as a Christian. So I've asked that pretty persistently for the last few years. I've really been attacked for it. But so what?
Why is that the thing you're concerned about when most of the human suffering is not related to Christians? I don't know if the IDF has targeted Christian churches just to kill Christian civilians. There's not really even evidence that they've, in any top-down ordered manner, targeted Gazans. But if you're going to steel man the IDF, you might as well be honest about it. There are probably not any Christian Hamas members. I'm not sure. I have to research that. But they would say the Islamic Hamas members are hiding in Christian churches, just like they apparently hide in preschools and 90% of residential housing, right? That's their steel man. That's my steel man of their argument. I have no idea how true it is. Could be half true, could be none true, could be, I doubt it, but all true. But I don't think that there's these religious Christian Hamas members. Like, I don't know if anyone would make that argument.
Any sense at all. That was my point. I'm not endorsing Hamas. I didn't say they're not a terror group. That's a freaking lie. I said, if you're telling me they're a jihadi group, they're political extremist groups, by the way. Fatah, there were tons of Arab political terror groups that were secular, that did have Christians in them, by the way, a lot of Christians who were displaced in 1948 and they were radical or whatever. But they're, do you see what I'm saying? There's like a child.
Fatah was displaced in 19. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about, but whatever.
Internal contradiction there that, and now they don't want to deal with it, so it's like, shut up, Hamas supporters.
Yeah, I think what got people going.
You stop killing stop killing Christians. You're not allowed to do that.
I understood the bigger
point.
point.
What is that?
Yeah, listen,
what's the justification for that?
I understood the bigger point you were making. Like I said,
I'm a Christian. I don't have to put up with this anymore. I don't have to sit back and be like,
I understand.
And all these Christian ministers in the United States are like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
We can't complain about a government that we fund killing Christians. I don't know who's writing the rules here, but I'm not obeying them. I'm not attacking Israel. I'm not an anti-Semite. You don't get to kill Christians who have nothing to do with this. It's the world's only religion that is not.
You only get to kill Muslims who have nothing to do with this. Now, why is this all about Christians? I don't understand.
Non-violent, but considers retaliation a sin. Turn the other cheek. That's the religion. So why are you killing these people? Why don't you give me a straight answer? And calling me names is not going to deter me.
I understand the bigger point you made, but like I said, you definitely say
it's the only point I'm making.
You definitely said in passing that they seem more like a political organisation. So do you want to clarify what you meant by that bit?
I'm saying a funded by Israel political association, by the way.
You sure?
Everything's a political organization. Literally everything, every non-government organization, they have politics. They express those politics. Hamas has a clear set of politics. Hamas has a clear set of politics that it wishes to express within the confounds of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Their politics are of terrorism. That is a way to actually accomplish their politics. The definition of terrorism: killing civilians to accomplish a political goal. Like, you can say ISIS is political. Like, Peter's questions here is incredibly stupid. Like, political doesn't mean civil at all. Was Nat Turner's rebellion not political? Because it certainly had political impacts for slavery, right? I just don't know what to say here. Stupid.
Hamas was funded by Israel to some extent. It's not a controversial statement. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's an established fact by the current president. Yeah,
and we have kind of hearsay from Likud meetings that Netanyahu said, if you support a greater Israel or not having a two-state solution, then you should also support Hamas. He probably said that, and his actions very much coincide with that. For being a member of Likud and aligning himself with religious Zionism and Ben Gvir and Smotrich and such, like, for being in that level of extremism, he was very lenient to giving Gazans wages, right? Work in Israel, so they could come back into Gaza and get taxed by Hamas. He let tons of Qatari cash in, tons of Qatari funds, right? All of that is known. We don't have a silver. We don't have like a smoking gun, really. We don't have a direct quote from Netanyahu in his speech. He would never admit that. But I can say with like 95% certainty that's probably the case here.
Minister took money, gave it to Hamas. I meant what I said, which is they are either, I'm not questioning whether they've committed violence. They have. I'm opposed to that. I'm opposed to all violence, period. And I'm opposed to Hamas violence. I'm opposed to killing people. The question is, if you are telling me that they are inspired to kill because of their religious ideology, that is a different thing from...
Yeah, Tucker's actually making a good point here. I thought I would come into this disagreeing with Tucker, but besides the whole focusing on Christians thing, I generally agree with him. This like infatuation with Hamas being 100% religiously driven and as unnegotiable as ISIS or Al Qaeda is not true. You can absolutely negotiate with Hamas. They admit themselves in their 2017 revised charter that they are bound by a popular referendum of the Palestinian people, which means that the Palestinian people who fundamentally disagree with them on how this conflict could be solved have veto power by their own admission. So you can absolutely negotiate with them. If you don't believe me, then call my bluff. Go offer them a just solution within the bounds of international law, and then see what happens. They would lose all support immediately because Palestinians don't support religious violence. It's just never been shown in the polling. They do support violence in retaliation for being humiliated for 80 years and being a second-class ethnic group, a second-class group of people. That's what they're mad about.
People who are inspired to kill by their political ideology. Because if it's political, you can imagine an alliance with Christians. If it is a religious motivation, it is impossible to imagine, as I said in that.
That's great. Yes. I guess you can say religion is political depending on your definition of politics, but if you're saying politics is secular, then absolutely that's a great argument. You could say like terrorism and politics go hand in hand, right? Terrorism and religion can also go hand in hand. But Hamas is a clear set of politics. They don't go to these negotiations saying, we're mad that you guys are Jews and you aren't Muslims. They go to the negotiations saying, we're mad about all of the killing and occupation in the West Bank and Gaza.
Christian accomplices. There weren't a lot of Christians supporting Al Qaeda because Al Qaeda was explicitly anti-Christian. So was